Hey John, here's a little bit more about the Powermatic 14-inch bandsaw. Here's the part I like that I was telling you about is that roller guide. You can see how it holds the blade nice and stable. Those are rollers on bushings. They're permanently lubricated so they don't have any problem. They go up and down and so forth. Notice the little nozzle, little brass nozzle with the hose attached. That's an air hose, and there's a little air pump in the motor that blows air up there and keeps dust out of your work. This thing also has a work light on it, holds about a 25-40 watt bulb or so. That works really well. Here's another thing that's got on it. I'm going to zoom in on it here a little bit. You can see it right there. It's a 4-inch outlet for dust, so I hook up my little dust extractor to it, and it keeps it pretty clean. You see dust on it right now, but that's because I'm too lazy to turn it on when I'm doing little small stuff on it. But if you're doing a big resaw project, you need a lot of dust collection. Here's now is a really cool thing. See that oak piece that I've got bolted to the table? Um, that thing goes across. It's really a bevel gauge and a handle for that matter, but it's bolted there and it leaves enough room for the rip fence to get a hold of it. Goes straight across and then laying in behind it and then bushed out to be pretty much flush with it. On the back side is a bevel gauge that's got degrees from 0, actually from -15 or so, all the way up to 45 degrees. Here you can take a look at it. I've got it set at 0 right now. And you can see we'll zoom up to or pan up to around 45. Now that was made on a bevel master board that you draw and determine those bevels from the distance that you're going to be from the center of the circle. But that works really good for sawing things, running them through the mill. There's a block there that I is just to push out the board so it's flush with the horizontal piece. And there's the one on the bottom. They're just drilled into the cast iron, and then the board with the bevels on it is screwed into that. You can see I made that one a little short right there because I got it screwed into just the edge, so I kind of mismeasured on that one. And so anyway, the whole point in doing that is so that you can move the table actually while you're sawing, which is really no problem at all. Some of the great big ship saws actually have a wheel to do this for you and a pinion system, but on this one here for just a home shop, it'll tilt all the way up to 45 degrees in one direction and down to about 12 or 13 in the other direction. So where that's handy is if you've got a piece like a piece of planking, if you were doing carvel planking, or even the molds on that boat, from the bottom of the keel up to the shear, the bevel changes on those things from say 0 to 5 degrees all the way up to maybe as great as 29 on station 1 or station 2 right behind the stem. And so what you do is you have your worthy assistant, which is either your wife or a teenager, hold on to that, and then you just call out the bevels as you're sawing, and they just carefully and slowly move the bevel gauge to the angle that you're looking for. So the thing goes up and down, works really good. We used them at boat school. All the saws had those on it. So I had a friend of mine send me some pictures of it, and then I just rebuilt this one to work the way I wanted it to work. So it's great. Cindy can use it fine, and so can Julie, or even Christy for that matter. They've all helped me. So you can see you can run it right up to wherever you need to run it up to. Here's, well, we're going to come up over to the other side of the bandsaw here in a second. If you go over to the other side of the bandsaw, there's where I've drilled through it. That's the top block there. Just drilled right through the cast iron, put some 1/4 inch or 3/8, yeah, probably 5/16 bolts through there with a flat head on the other side. And I think those are the lower ones. And that block is on the opposite side of that. Here's the top housing open. There's just the wheel for changing the blades, and then you can look down at that little handle there it's on the back side, but you can relieve the tension on the blade when it's not in use. I rarely do that, but you can do it if you wanted to. And then if you go back down to the table, there's the guides, there's a little hose again, there's a little insert, and this thing works really good. You can change blades. Right now I've got about an inch wide blade on it, which is great. It's a skip tooth blade for resawing, I've been resawing. I resawed some oak. I probably put a 6 1/4 inch wide piece of oak and split it, and I resaw all my planking. So anyway, that's the saw. Table's a little sag because I left it loose. That's the Powermatic 14-inch bandsaw. It's got a 1.5 horse motor, single phase, 120 volt, and works outstanding. So I thought I'd tell you how I had it set up, and I think that'd be a nice addition to your garage. Catch you later. Bye.